in your kit bags. Perception, conception, find out what it is. So Druanna is an excellent visualizer for all those who are listening here. She can work easily with visualizations than she can by actually reading the paper. Now, in reference to her note when we had a little practice run here last week, in regards to getting your FRB card, and getting your DTC White, and getting your Magic card, it's really helpful to know what account language is. It is, in my humble opinion, the most overlooked and underrated information that's out there. So it kind of works like this. You have account science. Account science is the method of mathematical calculation for apples, we'll say, and mathematical calculation for oranges. We have what is called units of exchange or money of exchange, which is a direct exchange. You provide an hour of labor to me, I provide you $100 worth of economic exchange, whether that would be a legal tender currency note, whether that would be coins, it could be a substitute for currency. There's a word for you, substitute for currency. Yes, there we go, folks, substitute for currency. Oh, my God, they have such a thing? Yes, they do. And how long have they had them? Long before we were born. Absolutely. So if I'm singing and dancing in the back saying, I got my substitutes for currency, I got my substitutes for currency, everybody's going to look at me and go, what is that man doing? Oh, I just got a check and I'm here to cash it.
Yeah.
But that's what? That's a check. A check is under law a substitute for currency. It is a transference instrument in and of itself of the exchange of one liability to another person for exchange of a service or a product. But it in and of itself is not an exchange of value until you sign your name on the back. And once you do that, so you got a check from Druanna for 10,000 big ones. Whoa, where do we go? Straight to the bank. Yes, that's where I'm going, straight to the bank. Now, you don't know it's a substitute for currency. You still believe it's a check. That's 10,000 big ones, yes. So you go to the bank, you scribble your name on the back, hand it to the teller, and lo and behold, somewhere along the line, the tax man comes up to you and says, hey, where's my cut? Where's my cut? Did you think that 10K was just yours alone? I don't think so. And so you make a deal with the tax man. Why? Because when you put your name on the back of that check, you gave it a value.
Yep, exactly.
You gave it a value, you're going to have to fork a little over to your buddies. Yes, that's right. Now, if you walk in and you explain to them that this is a substitute for currency, and I'm making a deposit, that's right, I'm making a deposit of my substitute for currency for credit of units of account, or, gotta love those ors, I could exchange them. Yes, I can exchange them for what? I could exchange them for non-redeemable legal tender currency notes. Now, when you make a statement like that, did you have a transaction of value? And the answer is you did not. It was a straight exchange. Because all you got was a liability. That's it. That's all you got. Because a legal tender currency note is what is called in banking industry a first charge. So whether it's the Federal Reserve Bank or it's the Bank of Canada or it's the Bank of Japan, those legal tender currency notes are considered to be a first charge. A first charge is what? What is a first charge? Oh, my God, I don't know what it is. Please tell me. It's encumbrance. It's a lien or it's a financial obligation. What exactly is a lien, an encumbrance, or a financial obligation? It is evidence of a debt, but it is not the debt itself. So can you work with me on that? Legal tender currency notes are evidences of a debt, but not the debt itself. So I'm very, very fond of explaining to those in the industry. For example, I got to go into 7-Eleven and buy myself a pack of cigarettes, and they tell me how much that is. So I said, hey, would you like an encumbrance, a lien, or a financial obligation?
Exactly.
Oh, what are you talking about? I need $5.87. Oh, so you'd like an encumbrance in some coins of species. I got that for you. Encumbrances, liens, financial obligations. 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100s. 5s and 10s are encumbrances, 20s are liens, and financial obligations are 50s and 100s. And I have the wall on this one, just so you know. I've contacted 6 different central banks and asked them if my information could be proven wrong. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the 20s are encumbrances. Maybe the 50s are liens. I don't know. It's my best guess. I've never had anybody tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's interesting. And what would you say about an accepted for value, or an A for B?
Well, there we go. I'm gonna hook you on that first one. Accepted for value. Oh, you're in trouble now. Yes. What if I'm that snotty IRS agent who knows I should help you, but I'm just looking for an excuse to, not do it? The easiest way for me as a snotty IRS agent to sit in my little office and smile contently is to know that you just wrote on your piece of paper, accepted. That's a past event. And returned. That's a past event. For value. It's sitting on my desk. So I can, in all legitimacy, say, well, if you've accepted it, and you returned it for value, obviously there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing.
Exactly. It has to be accept, what you were saying earlier. It's a big difference.
Well, I believe that, yes, if you use the word accept, if you use the word return, if you use the words in a manner that does not allow them to use yesterday as an excuse to not get their job done, then you will have a higher rate of success. Because there are a lot of people who are out there and they do want to help. You kid yourself not. I get to talk to them on certain occasions. They do want to help. They are helping. People are getting successes. However, there's an awful lot, even more, who know that they should help you, but due to their inability to comprehend who God is other than the mighty dollar, if you give them an opportunity to not assist you, they will gladly take you up on that opportunity. So beware, beware.
Yeah, so all the threats and all the fear mongers, what would you like to say to them regarding an accepted for value? Or, I'm sorry, accept for value.
Well, okay, to the fear mongers who are out there, well, you have a wide open imagination of what your devil in 2012 is, and who am I to change it? By all means, let's do it.
Okay.
For those who wish to assist us in this global position where we obtain our wealth, which is more than, a bank account. I take an exceptionally strong Asian viewpoint on all this. So I have an overly strong metaphysical look, a mediocre metaphorical look, and a reasonably strong literal look. So for all those who are listening, who are helpers, thank you very much for joining the group Soul Consciousness as we move forward to practice abundance. For those who are still not on the same page, like I said, you have a vivid imagination, and 2012 can be any way you want. But you need to start now.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because, a lot of people, they think it's, they're like, we're getting frivolous filings from the IRS. They're all worried and they're scared. I
was going to point out here, you're correct. These are a lot of events that go on. I believe these are correctable. These are correctable for the first position of the metaphysics is learn to visualize your success. Number 2, where you were having fall downs before, maybe it was because you were really truly giving them shitty paper. Maybe you really weren't doing your job. I mean, that's quite legitimate. And so nothing against the person who sends in the paperwork and nothing against the person who turns it away. You got to remember that this precious single time, there's a whole bunch of people out there in the government and the corporate industry that, half Dr. Jekyll and half Dr. Hyde, and they don't know who's on base. So these are correctable. These are all correctable.
You got to, and this is what I tell everybody.